ओंटारियो के मूल निवासी भाईचारे के वलों आयोजित समागम दे विच वर्चुअली ढंग दे नाल शमूलियत की गई, जिथे उन्हां दावा किया कि प्रोविंशियल सरकार मूल निवासी भाईचारिਆਂ ਦੇ ਲਈ सुरक्षित ओंटारियो बनाउण दे ਲਈ लगातार कदम चुक रही है। प्रीमियर फोर्ड दे वलों रेजिडेंशियल स्कूलों के इतिहास नूं दर्दनाक दस्सिया गया ते ब्रिटिश कोलंबिया के स्कूल दे विचों जिहड़े कंकार मिले ने उन्हां दे उत्ते अफसोस जाहिर किया गया।
Like all Ontarians, I was heartbroken by the tragic news that a burial site had been found at a former residential school in Kamloops, British Columbia. We grieve for each of the 215 children that lost their lives, as well for their families and the communities that they were taken from. This is a moment to recognize the painful legacy of Canada's residential school system and of the damaging, lasting effect it has had on survivors and Indigenous communities. We know the news from Kamloops has deeply impacted survivors and their families, and that Indigenous people are hurting, including here in Ontario. We're here to support them. Indigenous leaders and Ontarians are seeking meaningful reconciliation. And while we're prepared to work with the federal government, we simply cannot wait any longer to act. To support survivors, their families, and Indigenous communities. That is why Ontario is committing $10 million over the next 3 years to identify, investigate, protect, and commemorate residential school burial sites and cemeteries. Our government will work in collaboration with Indigenous leaders to ensure the process is Indigenous-led and respects the wishes of residential school survivors and their families and the affected communities. And we will see this work through right to completion. We will also ensure appropriate mental health supports are available. There is painful but necessary work ahead, and we must confront what happened for reconciliation to be achieved. It's important for all Ontarians to be aware of the dark history and painful legacy of the Indian resident.
साडा हर एक प्रोग्राम देखण ते साडे नाल जुड़न लई सबसक्राइब करो चैनल पंजाबी ते नोटिफिकेशन लई बेल आइकन वाले बटन ते क्लिक करो।